So we are really excited to talk to you, Nils. And for those who don't know, Nils is a saxophonist and key part of the entertainment world through his work in both on-it productions and BBT Live. He brings a rare blend of onstage musicianship and behind-the-scenes production insights, moving fluidly between performing and helping shape the overall experience of an event. Whether he's out on the floor with his sax or dialing in the energy from the production side, he approaches every wedding with intention and creativity. And we've known Nils for years, and his presence is always the same, like steady, positive lightness, and you just kind of like bring such good energy into any room that you're in. So excited to talk to you. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm happy to be here, and just always trying to make it a good, fun time.
Yeah, and I also just want to give a little moment, because I believe this deserves a moment, is your jacket. And our vibe collectively.
We decided,
we are sparkling.
It's an occasion to dress up.
Yeah, I always love your style.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, any day is an occasion to dress up, but like you gotta feel comfortable. And I mean, I am a performer. I do like to be a little bit of flashy, but there's definitely a fine line between being like over the top and just being like kind of just standing out a little. And hey, you guys look awesome.
Yeah. We just try. We knew you were going to be coming in with something hot, so we were like,
I wore my red lip for you too.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love it.
I mean, well, and I'll just say I look good from waist up.
Yeah.
Like
He's sweatpants.
That's always the way when you're on a video.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. Super excited to kind of dig in. I actually was wondering how long have we known each other? Because after a certain point, it just kind of blends in.
Yeah.
I feel like we've just It's been.
Well, I think so. When we first started, I actually knew you only virtually because I think it was Party Cam when you used to have Party Cam.
Still do.
Yeah. Well, when you used to like only have Party Cam.
Yes.
So when it was only Party Cam, we would do our bookings, but it was just like email. And I think that's how we first got started. And then we met at NACE, I believe it was.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe like 2018 ish.
It might have been like 16.
Yeah, it was before that.
Oh wow.
I don't know. Last 5 years are like a blur.
I don't know. I don't even know what time. What's time?
I know.
What year are we in? Who knows?
We also had COVID in the middle, and that messed everything up.
Everything. I'm still trying to regulate myself.
Still
timing.
Still seems to mess things up a bit.
That way till the end of our lives.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So just to kind of like go back to the beginning, because I don't even actually know the origin story and how you got into this world. Obviously, you started as a musician and all that, but like, how did we even end up to the point where you ended up in the wedding industry?
Yeah. So, it's kind of interesting. So, I did go to school for music. So I actually studied jazz in college. And as a horn player, like being a saxophone player, when you're in college, really the only job you can get as a musician is like playing in a wedding band. I actually went to school in Texas, at the University of North Texas. It's like the largest comprehensive music program in the country. You'd never think Texas music, but like their music program, even in high schools, is like matches some like colleges. It's crazy. And so down there, the wedding band circuit is gigantic. There's a million. Most of them at that time, at least, were independent. There were some companies that had like 2 or 3 bands, but pretty different than here. So when I was down there, I was playing in the bands. I actually ended up even like turning our house into like a venue almost. We would have like house parties with bands coming in. So that was kind of like dipping my toe into like the marketing business side. We'd like do tickets and stuff. But then I was like, you know what? At these weddings, people are hiring their string group and they're hiring their band, they're hiring their jazz group, and they're going like, they have to do all this on their own. So I was like, you know what? When I move home, I'm going to start a company where you could just go to one place and hire all the music. Mm-hmm. And I realized that there was already 3 big companies here that do exactly that. So I just came back. I joined on right away with like an independent band, and I just reached out to the companies around here because I wanted to learn more about the business, get involved. And long story short, I ended up connecting with Kurt. Started with him very, very part-time at BBT Live, and then just kind of grew and grew from there.
Wow. So how long ago was that then when you first connected with him?
That was in 2015. October of 2015 is when I started with him. part-time. A year later, I was almost full-time, and I joined on with the band Big Rick Rising. And then in 20, and then we started growing and growing. Obviously, BVT Live's always been known for the bands. And we started growing, doing more of the DJ stuff. During COVID is actually when I started my brand, Sax On It, because I was like looking for things to do. And that grew. And then in 2024, we founded On It Productions, which then has now grown even more with offerings and all kinds of stuff.
I love that. I love that progression. So, yeah. So what originally like drew you to the saxophone? Like we've had a discussion with you about your love of sax. Sounds so dirty.
SAX for those women.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Articulate.
I love
Real
sax.
quick though, like, do you make horny jokes, like horn jokes? Because I think I would.
You got to be careful when you're at a wedding until you really get to know the bride.
That's fair. Yeah.
I think I would start every dance floor like, all right, let's get horny. I don't know.
Yep. It's a fine line, but there are some.
We'll just stay on the camera side.
Okay. So when did you realize that weddings could be like a meaningful place for like live performance and like saxophone in particular?
Yeah. So well, my dad was a saxophone player, so I started when I was very, very young. And I've always liked the music side of it, the sound of the instrument and everything. But I actually also have a background in theater. I used to act, and I actually, for a while, really considered to go into school for musical theater instead. And then like last minute, I was like, nope, let's do jazz. So I've always, the music side of things has always been really, really important to me. And I feel like, and we can get into it, but since the DJ hybrid thing is growing so much, the musicality can tend to be lost. So the music is really important to me. But at the same time, I've always loved performing. I love being on stage. I love like the art of performance. So that's why I really enjoy putting the two together so that you can add a musical experience while also like entertaining and making moments happen.
Yeah, there's definitely a big difference between just a musician on stage playing, or in your case, on the dance floor, and someone who's also performing it. Like there's a huge difference.
Yeah.
It translates a lot. So that's something I think always stuck out to us about you, as like I think becoming something clients are expecting more and they want more of because they're seeing it more. But I don't think for a long time it was very commonplace to see someone who be like into it that way. And there's almost like a conservative element to how some band members are kind of performing. If that makes sense.
No, you're totally right. It's difficult because like coming from the musician world, a lot of musicians who study and go to school, they want to be an artist. So in their head, it's like, I want to be an artist, and there are a lot of artists who have become like sellouts. So sometimes they see the performance side as kind of like selling out or like not being so much into their art. And a lot of them are like amazing musicians, but they just don't, sometimes they don't even have the personality to go out there and be that.
Yeah.
Whereas there's also the opposite, where there's a lot of people, particularly now because the DJ saxophone thing, like got featured in New York Times, it's been on like 6 ABC, like it's blowing up so much. So there's a lot of people who are like, oh, I can do that. I have an outgoing personality, but then musically, it's not so like awesome. And some clients don't care about that.
Yeah.
But to the musicians, they see that and they're like, I don't want to be that. So it's like this really fine line to walk.
So then another way of thinking of it is that there is only so many people who have both the musical talent and performance talent, right? Because, and obviously you could hone in on both, but I think usually by the time, if you've been playing, growing up, they get to a point in adulthood and they're like, this is what I want to be. This is what I'm doing. Especially if they're also kind of holding on to the, I don't want to be a sellout or whatever, however they frame it in their mind. But like, I think as someone who photographs and films weddings, we love when there's that performance, because not only is it like fun to watch and the great energy, but the way that you're pulling people into the experience,
You feel it.
It's completely different.
Yeah. And I think that that's something that our world desperately needs, is more feeling. Like not just like a pretty photo or a great sounding performance, but actually like feeling the performance, like getting the energy up, getting like something that moves through you.
Yep.
I don't know.
And that's something people will talk about like well after the event too.
Yes.
Right. Like there are certain people we've seen perform that like we will have conversations about with other couples when we're talking about like band versus DJ or whatever that conversation is. Even the band that we just saw this past weekend, like they were really big on the performance side, and it's just like we were telling our kids about it, like, oh, it's so cool, this, that, and the other, and we're just there to document. Like it's not even our experience per se. So I think just like with photo and video, like the experience they have in addition to hearing what you're doing does make it better.
Oh yeah.
Or
I mean,
could.
The thing is, it's about like the experiential aspect. Because you can be a great musician all day, but if people aren't really connecting to it, and the thing is, and it is different because a wedding is not a concert. People aren't sitting there just watching. Like, I mean, I know musicians who are amazing, and if you were to go see them at a concert, like it's going to blow your mind. But at a wedding, people are there about being on the dance floor. Like, I love the moment when people are like, yeah, they're jamming the music, they like the way it sounds, but then they're like in the circle, and then I hop in, and they're like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
It's just like that wow moment. It's and it doesn't need to be long. It's just those little things where people like, it gets people like involved, feeling like it's not, there's like a band and there's dancing. It's like,
it's connected.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, whether you're having the musicians, like the horn players from the band come in, or just like the sax player or the vocalist, it's like creating that connection and like making them feel like they're a part of the party rather than just a hired act.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's where like you have the stage and then the dance floor, and you're just basically merging it to one.
Yeah.
Which is, everyone gets excited. Everyone loves it. It's always such a good thing to have, no matter who it is from the band. If someone could just go out there, and I'm also assuming, and I'm curious from your perspective, is like there something on your end where you want to do it at some point and you're waiting for the right moment, or is there specific songs that you guys like to kind of go in on specifically?
That's very, very good question. So it depends on the band, or the group, but basically that's what really just comes from experience, because there is such thing as too much.
Yeah.
Like the New York Times article that just came out, they were calling the saxophone thing like the cilantro effect, where like some people love it and some people don't like it. Mm-hmm. Now, I think that's been exaggerated even more because there's a lot of poor musicians who are now doing it. So when they're playing, it can become like annoying. Yeah. But still, like when I go out on the dance floor, I personally always want to have a short dance set right after the first dance, even if it's like 5-10 minutes. Because I mean, people have been sitting for ceremony, they've been sitting for cocktail hour, they've been going to the room, like give them a chance to like get up for a minute, get excited for the night. That's a good opportunity for me, because like bands typically have certain songs where like, hey, this is the song I love to go out on. This song always works. But when I'm doing it, I'm improvising. So I'm just following whatever the DJ does. I don't know if they're going to do XYZ songs.
Wow.
So that first dance set is the time for me to go out and almost feel out the crowd. Like I can figure out which people are going to be into it, which people want me to interact with them, which are a little bit more timid, like who the groups are that are going to be like creating the party. And that first set is like kind of my way to gauge how the evening is going to go, to know where it will be appropriate. And then there's some songs, like I always tell my couples, like, Don't Stop Believing. That song doesn't need saxophone on it.
Yeah,
like, there's certain things that like you only get from experience, that where it's appropriate, where it's not appropriate, and kind of feeling the vibe of the night,
Yeah, like reading the room, reading the energy, yeah. It's such an important skill that I don't think that every artist.
I don't think. Let's just say vendor in general.
Vendor, yeah. Like such a great skill to have is just read the room. So I want to like back up real quick. So the saxophone, I am not like, music isn't my my expertise. Although DJ and training here.
I was gonna say it's right there.
So is the saxophone considered a horn, or is it considered a wind, or like a?
No, it's both.
Okay.
A horn instrument is basically anything you blow into.
Yep.
But saxophone is a wind instrument because it.
Sorry. Go on.
This is gonna be such an interesting.
Yeah, right. So like trumpet, trombone, that are brass instruments. And while the saxophone is brass, it has a reed, like the wood on the mouthpiece. That's what makes it a wind
element.
Although flute is also a wind instrument. Yes, the line can like get a little blurry sometimes.
Yeah.
But yes, it is made of brass, but it is a woodwind instrument.
Okay. I think
woodwind is typically the word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Were you a marching band?
I did marching band one semester so that I could go to Disney World, and that was it.
So I actually was in marching band in high school, so that I could go to Disney World. And I was a trumpet. So I think we would have been friends. You would have been like sitting in front of me.
You both would have been like, yeah, you're here for the trip. Me too.
Exactly. All right, cool. When do we go? Goes the countdown. Yeah. Hey, you should pick up the trumpet sometime. That's the thing. Music is something you could do your whole life.
I know. I have to like get my keys oiled up.
Yeah.
But I still have it.
You could DJ or play trumpet.
Yeah. Like DJ's not enough to.
Yeah. You'll get to a point of like mastery where it becomes second nature, and then you can
adding. Think about it. Then you have that one jam that you can always just rip it out for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and people will be blown away. Like, who is this woman? What's happening?
Yeah.
And then I'll be photographing in between.
Yeah, exactly. And dancing.
Yeah, so the whole thing, the whole 9
goals.
And then I won't be there.
So what is the key to creating chemistry between like a live musician, a DJ that feels like seamless and supportive and like not like staged and
Right. Yeah, great question. So that's something, and there different saxophone players and different musicians do it differently. For me, when I go into a wedding, and I think it comes because I have a background in jazz. And sometimes I go in, so 60% of my weddings are with the DJs at my company. I like that because I know what I'm getting into. My DJs are like specialized in that. However, like 35 to 40% of the weddings I do are with DJs outside of our company.
Okay.
And it can be hit or miss. Some of the DJs are like phenomenal. Some of the DJs aren't as good as I hope. But I always, when I go into it is I want the DJ to mix the exact same way they normally would and don't even think about me being there. Because I basically follow along with them. Now, once I start performing enough with the DJ, they start to learn my style. And sometimes we will like figure something out. Like with DJ Pat, there's a couple things where like he'll like say something on the mic and like I know what he's going into. So like we'll like set up like a moment with the bride and groom or like a moment on a certain song that we've done a couple times and we know it works, but we don't plan when that is. So it's still like organic. So he's still mixing. He's like, oh, that would go great into this song. And then we just kind of make it happen. So it needs to be somewhat organic and somewhat improvised. But again, that because it is so organic, it really just needs to come from experience. And that's why there is getting to be lower quality products that are coming out with the DJ hybrid because it's so popular.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, the nice thing for the people experiencing is they don't always know, they can't quite tell the difference, especially if it's their first experience. But then if you've seen a combo that's like killer, just really dialed in, and then you experience someone who's not quite as connected or experienced, then there's you'll notice that. But I'm sure from your end, it's like when you see things, you see everything. Like, too much, right? So
yes, it's hard to turn it off sometimes. But yeah, I mean, sometimes people are hiring it just to hire it. Like they're like, oh, like even with a band, sometimes they're like, oh, I didn't get the band I want, but I just want a band, so I'm hiring this. Or I can't get the saxophone player I want, but my DJ company provides one, so I'm just going to do that. And then it's not up to the level that they're hoping for. And it's I always say it's better for you to get something that's like high quality, that you know what you're getting, rather than just like getting something because it has the name.
Right. Rolling the dice is not, when it comes to the entertainment piece, like that's,
I mean, I think any piece, right?
I was gonna say, like, same thing with photography. Same thing with photography, florals. Like a florist isn't a florist. A photographer is not a photographer. A saxophone player isn't just a saxophone player. The level of quality within any range of the industry is so vast.
So
you gotta take pride in what you do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, what is something that most couples and planners like misunderstand about live music at weddings? Is there any misunderstandings?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's hard to say. I mean, I would say there's one of two things. Is when you're working with planners, first off, when you're working with a very like high-end planner or a very good planner, in my opinion, the best planners trust all the professionals they have.
Yes.
So some planners come in and they're micromanaging everything. But if you have the right team, you kind of let everyone do their own thing, and you facilitate between them. But like for example, the music, like the reception, the flow of the reception, like I personally have a lot of opinions about the way a reception should flow, and I've seen every kind of reception under the sun.
Yeah.
Different planners, different venues, everyone runs it differently. So like I have ways I like to run things to make sure that the couple's getting their best experience with the entertainment. Just like you guys, when you're doing photography, you have, okay, here are certain times we should be doing things. Here's when we should be doing
a flow. Yep.
Yeah. And sometimes if you have someone like micromanaging, it can be a little bit tough.
Yep.
But I think and just, I'm sure you've seen it too. The problem is you work with one vendor who knows everything that they're doing, and work with another vendor and they don't know anything about how to run the night. So you run this difficult dichotomy of like, okay, do I need to be managing more tonight, or do I not need to be managing more tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that it can be difficult, but you just gotta learn your audience.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and that's what I guess also makes it so exciting when you're working with industry friends, is because you know what to expect. And it's a lot more than just like, oh, we're friends and we work together. It's like, no, we understand how we work.
Yeah.
And it's a completely different level, which is why if a planner has, recommendations, then take them to heart, because they've seen all these players together at some point and they trust them enough. You don't have to only look at that as an option, but I think that just kind of speaks to the idea of, people working together better if they've worked together.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes things run more seamless when you have a team where they know how everyone works. It's collaboration.
Yeah.
Collaboration.
So when couples are exploring entertainment options, what are some questions that they should be asking that they don't usually?
That is a great question.
Yeah, most couples are planning their first wedding or not very experienced at planning weddings.
Sure. I actually am going to flip it the other way. And I think that what couples should be focusing on is the questions that their entertainment partner is asking them. Because all the time, I'm always trying to figure out, what is the couple looking for? What's important to them? What kind of experience do they want? And sometimes I talk with couples where we aren't the right fit. And I wouldn't want them to hire us and not get the experience they're hoping for.
Right.
At the same time, there's some people who go in and they're just sell. They just want the booking. They just want it.
Yeah.
So I think that's even more important. I do love it when a couple asks me, like at the end of a conversation, like, oh, is there anything I should be asking that I'm not? I think that means they're thinking the right way.
Yeah.
But I think even more so, it's about making sure that and this isn't just for entertainment. I think it's in any aspect, like making sure that the person they're talking to is trying to learn about you being the couple rather than them just trying to sell their services.
Absolutely.
That's a great perspective. So be honest is on us to do that work and to explore and understand what matters to them, because they're not going to typically know. A lot of times, same thing if like they just hear a song from a band, they're just going to be like, this is good, but they don't necessarily understand why. Right. Same thing with like photography or a video. They'll be like, oh, I love your work. And I'm like, well, what is it about? And they're like, well, I don't know. So then you can kind of like dig into that to then understand and then make recommendations, from your side.
Yeah. Like it's like on the entertainment side, it's like, okay, how important is the interaction to you? What style, like what genres of music? Like if someone wants all hip hop, EDM, club style music, and they're asking about a band, I might be like, a band might not be the right fit.
Right.
And at the same time, sometimes I have a couple and they're like, we love the old school, we love the classics, we love Motown, we definitely want some modern stuff mixed in, but they're just looking at DJs. And I'm like, well, have you considered a band? Like,
Yeah.
my job is to make sure we're finding what is the right fit.
Yeah.
And then
exactly.
and then there's other couples who come in for the DJ side, or actually either, and they're like, yeah, we just want someone who can like listen to our list of songs, and this is what we want, and we want to give them the order. And I'm like, you might be better off with a playlist.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
our DJs do live mixing. You're gonna have a lot of say into what the songs are and your selection, but their specialty is reading the crowd and using your choices to kind of figure out the order. Not like, okay, this song needs to be played here, this song needs to be played
Right.
here. That's it.
Right.
So it
Yeah.
is important to find that good fit.
Yeah. It's like you can, with my experience of DJing, which is very, very little, like you can plan it out. I mean, even just like for photo too, like you can plan out as much as you want, but when you have so much different energy grouped together on a dance floor, like you never know how it's gonna like form together and like what's gonna light them up. And like you have to be ready to shift that, right? To like get, like that's what you do, is you get that party started for us to photograph that energy.
I will tell you, one of the most like, talk about like cilantro effect, like one of the toughest genres is country. We get some couples who come in and they're like, we love country, we want country, blah blah blah. And if I were just to book it, we would probably run into issues in the planning process.
Yeah.
Because the fact is, we are honest with our couples. We're like, we can definitely get country in, we can mix in a good bit of country. However, if you want like 60% country throughout the night, it doesn't resonate with your guests. Like, this is your night, we want your style of music, but ultimately we want to make sure that everyone at the party hears something that they love and get as many people on the dance floor as possible.
Right.
And so if they want like, hey, we want country all night, we might not be the best fit, because our goal is to satisfy your vision, but also make sure it's a packed dance floor. So it's like, we want couples who are like willing to trust our expertise to make sure that it's a fun night for everybody.
Yeah. Like there are definitely some country bangers out there, but like I can't imagine like an entire.
No. And there's some cool mix it.
Like drop it in, just sprinkle it in. Yeah.
Exactly. That's it. That's just like a little topic.
Yeah.
I would imagine your couples are responding well to when you're having that conversation, because in our experience, our couples care a lot about their guest experience.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of, you're like trying to toe that line of like, we want it to have everything you want, but also make sure that we're also caring for everyone else involved. That's
the number one thing that when we ask couples, like tell me the vision for your night, like what's the most important thing to you? I would say 90% of the time our couples are saying, we just want everyone to have a good time.
Yeah, an unforgettable party. Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is our number one response. So that's our number one goal. We want to, like I tell my couples, we want to make sure that every single person at the wedding at least hears one song that they love.
Yeah.
Even if your great grandma is there, like we might go pull out like a Louis Armstrong song, or like just dinner, just to give that her that moment too, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. It's so like everyone has a song that would get them out of a seat. It's like, I have to go. Like, this is it, you know? And you can, and it's fun to see that. You see it too. Like when we're, documenting wedding, we'll see, you can tell when someone's excited and they grab someone else, or a bunch of girls run out to the center of the floor, or it's like the guy's song, it's, you see it at every wedding. So that's such a fun thing to get, like probably from your end as, the entertainer, to kind of see people get so amped up and excited about it.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a challenge in of itself, but that's the way you do it.
Yeah. And music is so powerful. Like, it's so powerful. And I mean, what I do is like, for like the way I hold dance floors, I only work with women, by the way. But I hold like dance medicine circles or dance floors for them. But I just like, I see it even when we're photographing weddings, like how music moves people and how beautiful it is that they have these opportunities to gather with people on a live dance floor, and the energy that's created. And like, I'm sure every musician knows how powerful they are by playing their music, but it's such a gift that we get to experience.
Yeah, it really is. Now, you'd be surprised though. Some people do see it just as a job. It's like clock in, clock out. And And that's what you have to be careful of. You want the people who are really into it, the people who love it. People, I mean, we're making a living doing what we love, like making music. So it's like, and that's going to be one of the big differences that you're going to get between someone who's passionate and really cares about what they're doing versus someone who's just like, it's just a job for them. And I do know people like that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It happens on our side as well for photo and video.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get that no matter what vendor category it is, but it's probably, especially important for where you're at and with what we do, because we are client facing. So it's happening during the day, so you want that energy to be there, that like right vibe.
Yeah.
Because if someone's just like, ugh.
Like you feel that, like that energy, like that's shared in that wedding day. That is like a sure way to not get on our recommendation list. Like we've worked with so many people over the last 17 and a half years, and
we throw half in there.
Because we're almost 18. Like we're almost 18. Like that counts.
Yeah,
so close. But like we have met obviously like worked with so many vendors, and if I even get an inkling that they're just like, they don't want to be there,
or they're like trashing their clients, or like just stuff that's like
what are you doing?
But I think I go ahead.
No, you first. Go ahead.
No, I want you to finish your thought, because this is not exactly connected.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, I would say one of my biggest pet peeves, and the hard part is, and I understand where it comes from, is when I come in the reception, and I mean, I will tell you, me and like any of our bands and TJs, we're not cheap. Like we definitely are like a more high-end option. So couples are spending a good amount of money on us. And we get in the reception, and the photographers and videographers come in, and they're like, oh, it's been such a long day. I can't wait to get out of here. And it's like, you realize they hired us because the music is very important to them. The dancing is very important to them. And you're coming in with this attitude of you want to leave.
Yeah.
And the party's just beginning.
And exactly. And because of that, like, don't get me wrong. I know the beautiful, and 90% of the photos that couples post are the pre-reception photos.
Yeah.
Like the picture, all the glam, all the glitz, like all the beautiful things. But a lot of the pictures that they're going to be sharing with their friends and the memories they're having are from the reception. So it's like sometimes, and that's why you guys are great, because you guys always come in with like a positive attitude. Like you want to see the fun, you capture it.
Yeah.
But so many photographers and videographers I see miss really fun moments because they first off leave very early, and then they're checked out. They're like, I've been here for so long, and how are you guys for being there that long? That is a long day.
Yeah.
But it's difficult for me sometimes, because it's like there is so much happening, and I definitely see a clear difference between some people who are like, boom, they're there all night on the dance floor, and then some people where it's like, oh my gosh, the bride and groom are in the dance floor, like partying, everyone's in a circle around there, I'm in there, and I'm like, where's the photographer? Where's the videographer?
Yeah.
Where are they? And they're nowhere to be found. So you're right. It's like you come in, you gotta be in the moment, you gotta be beginning to end, and know that there's great things that could be happening.
Yeah, like same for us. Like we are not cheap, but also like when we show up, we show up. Like we are there, ready to go. Like we like to say that we like hide in plain sight. Like we are in it on the wedding day, on that dance floor. Like we just photographed. Well, actually, we photographed 2 horas for 2 weekends in a row, and they were wild. And like I'm getting trampled on, but like being in that perspective as like a guest is like so important to me, because it elevates the energy, and like it's almost like I'm part of it. And there are times where I am dancing with couples and like kind of like bringing out their energy even more. And it's like you can definitely see like a difference between someone who's like in it and someone who's just like there.
Yeah. Well, sorry, go ahead.
No, just a big time.
I was just going to say, like, even like from a physical presence standpoint, so like, it's the difference between photographing dancing from the edge of the dance floor versus being inside, right? Where the action is. And like, as someone, it's same thing with you. Like if the vibes aren't right, not to go into the dance floor, you know what I mean? But I think people can read your energy really well. And for us, it's like, you can feel it when like it would just take energy from like an 8 to a 10 if we jump inside this circle, for example. Like there was a wedding earlier this year where like we were leaving at the last hour, and it was just the craziest dance floor, so fun, everyone's so great and just really nice and warm to us. And I was like, we need to go in circle. I was like, let's put our gear down. I'm like, we're done. We want to say goodbye to the couple anyway. So let's just kind of, and it was just like, all right, we're going to do it. So then, for 5 seconds we were the center of attention, but like, it was fun. Like hard. Yeah. Like we were like, oh, they're, Melissa of course has all the moves, and I'm just like, I like black out. I'm like, what am I doing? But it was, and so it makes it so fun. And I think the thing I was thinking before is that like, this may be our 100th or 1,000th wedding, but it's their first.
Yeah.
Right. So I think you need to keep that perspective, because it is such a special day. And as Melissa famously says, like, you're never going to have these people together in the same room again.
Ever.
So it's such a special thing. And I think constantly keeping that frame, that point of view, I think is what helps people kind of stay connected to the purpose of why we're there and kind of how important it actually is.
You're totally right. And that's what makes a difference between someone who's just like being at the job, clock in, clock out, and someone who actually takes value in their art, because we are creating art in whatever way it may be, whether you're photographing, you're capturing things, whether you're creating moments, and being able to work with the couple and understand how important it is to them, I think affects the way you deliver your product.
Love it.
Your company, On It Productions, it has expanded fast. So how do you scale without losing like the authenticity that people connect with? Because we always believe, like, and I don't know if this is actually true, but it feels like it's true. Like once you get to a certain point, like of scaleness, that it just loses its magic in a way. So how do you keep that authenticity while also scaling? Because like you are getting bigger, and we still like feel that magic with you guys.
Oh, well, appreciate that. And that's probably the hardest thing. Yeah. It's really a balance between scaling and keeping the personability. Like the way BBT Live started is it was Jelly Roll. Everyone knows Jelly Roll. And he wanted a band he could trust to recommend when they weren't available.
Yeah.
So one of the big differences between our company and most companies is our bands, we actually don't own any of our bands. So they were all independent groups that then joined on with us, meaning they all have like their own like ownership of their group. Like they all have their own personal ability. None of the bands are cookie cutter. We do like obviously guide them to make sure that level is where it needs to be with the experience, but like that's why the bands stay like that. And then when you get to, so On It Productions expanded our services significantly. So the DJs are the same way. Each of the DJs, and then we have the musicians, and now we're doing performers and lighting and production and all that. And I would say scaling has been our toughest, our biggest challenge, because of the fact that we're trying to keep it so personal. So like, of course, like the biggest thing we're facing right now, is, well, actually, we need another DJ. So if you know any DJs, let me know. There you go. We do a couple more events, and we want the On It Productions.
I can bring the vibe for sure.
Oh, I know it. I have no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And then you get the trumpet. Then you got a hybrid built in.
I know. I would rather have you be the live musician now.
We'll just start.
So I mean, the DJs, I would say DJs, and now like lighting and sound production people are our two biggest things. However, our standard is very high for who we're working with. Mm-hmm. Like there's a million DJs out there, but not many who are going to fit the level of, first off, being a great DJ, second off, knowing how to run an event well, that we can find. And even more with production and the lighting. I know a lot of production and lighting people get a rep for being difficult to work with. And it's like, I don't want to have those people anywhere near what we're doing. Yeah. So it's like, because we're growing, I don't want to just like hire someone because I need them. Like I'd rather work my butt off twice as hard to get it to where it needs to be before I can find the right person for the job. Right. And that's kind of been our biggest challenge recently, where we're able to do everything. We're just having to work really, really hard to make it happen. Yeah. And as we're going, I'm like slowly finding people to bring on with the team to kind of fit our standard, to make sure that, like you said, we're keeping the quality where it needs to be, which is like our BBT Live and On It production, like standard.
Yeah. Love it. The standard is the standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it.
What's that?
You can't sacrifice it at all.
You can't.
It's risky. So to kind of just switch gears a little bit, to talk about trends, because we mentioned the cilantro, situation earlier. Outside of that, and we could speak to that as well, is there any other, wedding entertainment trends that you're seeing or you see coming up that are exciting for you guys right now?
Sure, yeah. I mean, the one thing that's never going to go anywhere, it's going to continue, is that the just like immersive entertainment. So like the band, DJs getting in the crowd, making that interactive. But what we're seeing a lot more of is other aspects of the wedding adopting the immersive, interactive side of things. Like we're doing more and more weddings where we are bringing out, like we have like the living champagne champagne wall, where it's like you ring a bell and then the hands come out and it's experiential. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
We're wanting like experiential moments. And in the past it was like, oh my gosh, only the huge grandiose events are doing this. But it's becoming a lot more of a thing for the regular wedding, whether it be, you're doing the crazy champagne wall, living champagne wall, or you have like a champagne skirt greeter who's greeting guests, or we're even doing things, we've done somewhere we'll have like a flash mob come out right after dinner and do like a choreographed dance, or we had I did one wedding where we had, the couple did like a lot of trips like in the Caribbean, and they love like the Caribbean like dancers. So we actually had a group come out during the reception and do like a dance number, and then just spent 20 minutes just like dancing with the guests, like in full costume. So it's those experiential moments and really incorporating it into the wedding. Really trying to make it so that it is more of a it's not just like something that was thrown in, like making sure the costumes fit the vibe, making sure that like it's seamless. But that experiential aspect beyond just the music has been growing.
Is there something that you would want to do that you just haven't found the right couple for, or something you guys have been thinking about, like this would be amazing to have?
Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of that. I have so many ideas and things that I like to do, but it's just like I can't just throw it out there.
Well, you could though. You could.
I can. I could throw it out there, but it's a matter of getting them to bite. But like, for example, actually this past Saturday, we are doing more and more like lighting too. And like this past Saturday, I've been wanting to do like a lighting rig that's actually in front of the stage rather than like on the back of the stage. So we did a big event at the Union Trust and we did exactly that. They kind of trusted us. They wanted like disco balls, they wanted lighting, and they also wanted like the truss covers to match the draping in the entire room. So we built a full rig, designed it, and we hung like I think a 32-inch disco ball.
I love it.
We made custom truss covers. So we're doing a lot more like making custom things for events.
I love it.
Those truss covers were custom. We actually just did an event for FIFA. It's not a wedding, but where they love the idea of the living champagne wall, but they wanted it to be a soccer field. So made a soccer field that was the hands came out and they had like goalie gloves on.
So cute. I love it.
Very cool.
I love it.
Just making it fun and unique.
Yeah. And it's chat worthy, right? Like people are like, oh my God, I love that. Right. I love that you're doing more lighting, because I feel like being photographers, like lighting is so important, and it also adds so much drama, and like I'm here for that visual drama.
like there was a wedding we did this year, just to keep it anonymous, where like the dance floor was crazy, everyone had a ton of fun, the band was wonderful, but there was no interesting lighting at all. We added our own, but even then we like to blend with available light, so we don't want to make something it's not already. And it's disappointing because it like that extra oomph with dynamic lighting can better match actually how it feels. So it's cool that you guys have kind of have that as an option too, and you can have that conversation with couples, because some venues don't do anything.
And they don't even mention it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what we ran into. For the reason why we started this is because, yeah, first off, the lighting does it a lot, but second off, a lot of the lighting companies people hire, they'll come out and they don't know how to match it with entertainment. Like, so it's like sometimes the lighting it'll just be like they just put it on a color, or it'll be like the person who's running it doesn't know anything about music. So we can kind of incorporate that with the music. So first off, it syncs up, and the second off, we know, and we're always open to feedback and trying to learn more, but we've learned what a lot of photographers and videographers want. And we try to match the lighting so it matches what the band's doing and also makes your job easier. Because the thing is, and I've seen this a lot, is if there's no lighting, and it's inevitable, especially for videographers, you need lights to make it look good. Like, so if the band doesn't have good lighting, because there is bad lighting.
There's definitely bad lighting.
Definitely bad lighting. If the band or DJ doesn't have good lighting, then the photographer at least has flash, but the videographer has no choice but to flood the floor with a bright light.
Yeah.
And then it's like scattered. Like, no one wants to go out on a really bright.
It just kills the vibe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, the darker the dance floor, the freakier people can get.
Yeah. Yeah. And add a disco ball, and then you're golden.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you avoid the lasers and the dots.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Please don't leave our camera sensors alone.
Right? That's I always tell my couples, like, we do lighting, but we don't do little lasers or dots or any of the corny stuff. That's like the you have the clicker with the automatic function, or like Amazon lights.
Oh my God. There's nothing worse than going through photos during a reception and there's just green dots over everyone's face. Like, there's nothing I can do about that. Like, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is funny because so I've worked with different photographers, and I know what your perspective has been.
Yeah.
And I've worked with some who are who they won't like any changing lights, like the colors changing at all. And then I work with other photographers who are like, well, no, like that's what you want. You just adjust your settings if you know how to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like it's crazy, the dichotomy. Most photographers and videographers are cool with it, and pretty much everyone likes what we do, which is good.
Yeah.
But we've tried to accommodate for you guys to make it.
Yeah. Well, I think like if a DJ or band has lighting that's like putting a purple cast, during the first dance.
Oh my.
Like, it's for us, a lot of it's just like skin tone stuff. But if there's like a lot of movement and light and it's fast dancing, then we're adding flash, and it just adds energy.
Yeah. And even the green dots, like, I'm shitting on the green dots, but like, if that's what the couple wants, like, cool, like, bring in the green dots, like, all over your photos. But...
I'll just do
Usually they're not going to be our couple.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah. Cool. So let's go a little bit deeper with this next question. What has performing at weddings taught you about people or like connection and doing this work?
Yeah. I mean, I think connection is one of the most important things. Like, I could walk into any wedding and just play it, but like, I always, because I'm following the DJ or the band, they're the ones who love it, or they're the ones who are running the night. But I personally want to get to know my couple, get to know what's important to them, so that like getting to see the couple. So like, it's so funny. So much of the time, like, couple will come in and they'll see the room, like, for the room reveal. And they're like, oh my gosh, this room is beautiful. And it looks so awesome. And then the second they come over to the dance floor, they're like, oh my gosh, Nils. And they like run up and give me a hug because they've never met me in person.
Yeah.
And it's like, that moment right there is the moment where I know we're like, okay, they're excited to have me. Like, I'm ready to bring it. Like, the more excited they are to have me as a part of their wedding, because it is an honor. Like, I mean, it's the most important day of their life. And the fact that they wanted me to be a part of it means a lot. And when I see how excited they are that I'm there, I get just that much more excited just to like bring it and make the party happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's really beautiful.
I think we feel similar when we walk into prep, like getting ready, and Like
Your bride lights up.
just like yeah, yeah.
Let's get married.
Because to your point, it feels good to know that they're not just like checking a box and like not caring about who they're hiring. You know, I think all vendors matter, but when it comes to, you know, a vendor who is going to be with you throughout the day or a huge part of the reception and present, that connection does matter. And there's a million music options, just like there's a million photo and video options. Like they could have chosen anyone. And the fact that we ended up together to us feels like special and like, you know, something we want to honor by giving it everything we have. So to get that kind of reciprocity of like excitement is just, yeah, it feels really good.
Yeah, like you were saying, you just want to bring it even more.
That's it. It's such a special day for them, and it kind of circles back to what we talked about earlier. Like it's the only time they're going to be having that.
Yeah, and it's just so wild to me. Like literally every time I say that, it's like there are tears like in the back of my eyes ready to come out, because it's like I feel like we, you know, like we don't get to celebrate in groups with our loved ones often, right? Like we just don't. Our lives are busy. We don't always have that opportunity. And so like these moments where we can bring people together, and usually it's just the wedding that really all these people are together. It's just like, it's so special. And it makes you realize like, this is what life should be about, celebrating like the mundane, but also like these moments where we have all these people together. And it's just, I don't know. It just brings me to tears.
Understandably, and that means you care.
Yes. Yeah. 17 and a half years still in. And I'm like, I still cry at every wedding, like every wedding. Like there's just moments that just move me.
Well, I think it gets almost, I don't know if you say worse or better as time goes on, because as you get older and you just see more life passing by, you start to understand what's important, right? And like what matters the most. So to know that a day that we get to be part of is such a personal day to them, and we get to actually be on the inside and experience it, it does make it like so special. And just sometimes like we are trying to kind of frame it and give that perspective to our couples who aren't quite there, or at least in a particular moment, right? Because I think it's easy to get lost in the world of wedding planning,
especially with like social media and like, you know, all of that. Like it's sometimes hard for them to just show up and be present, completely present on the wedding night. And I feel like,
I tell my couples as like a little tip for the wedding a lot of the time, like the week before, I'll tell them like, hey, as you're going through the wedding day, just every once in a while, just stop and take a mental snapshot of what's happening.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be gone like that.
Yeah.
Just having that memory of like being in the room, getting ready, and like looking and like taking in everything that's happening just like a couple times throughout the day, like makes it last that much longer.
Yeah. And I also feel like having those moments too, it kind of like brings you back. It like grounds you.
Yeah.
And then it like brings you back into presence, like whether you were there or not, but like having those moments of pause.
Yeah, because it goes by so fast. You know, one of the biggest, or a newer trend that I've been seeing that I love and is really, really beautiful is at the end of the night, a lot of couples are asking to do a private last dance.
Yeah.
So they ask everyone to leave the room, and like after all the buzz and everyone's been dancing and they're drunk people like trying to find their shoes and blah, blah, all the craziness. Then everyone gets in the room and it's just them.
Yeah.
Getting to have that moment at the end of the night, like, wow, we just did this. Wow, we just got married. And like we even like as like, because I'm usually there with the DJ or with the band, and like we'll even all try to like keep it just to them and like kind of give them that moment. And you really see them like, I've even seen like the couples both start like crying at the end of the night because they're like so happy of how much.
Yeah.
It just is an amazing moment.
Yeah. And it's really beautiful that they end their day on a connection with just them too. You know?
Well, it's almost like a closing ceremony.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
I love that. Yeah. Unfortunately, we're not always there to see that.
I know.
But even more special, I think, in some perspectives, like to like, there's no, right? It's just you two. It's not about the photo or the video. It's like a moment that only you two get to have in your memory forever.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember years ago, I was telling Melissa about my like dream wedding. I don't know if you remember this.
Oh, I remember. I know exactly.
I was like, I was like, I want to
Shut it down real quick.
I want to get married in that like a huge like kind of like fancy canvas white tent. Everything's white. Everything is white. And we're like in the middle, like in the wild. There's like no civilization around us. No one can bring any cell phones. There's no photographer. There's no video. It's just people and pure experience. So only the people that were there to experience have that memory, which I know was very anti like photo video.
Like, in theory, that sounds lovely, but our brains fail us eventually sometimes. And like, I want to have those memories and be like, oh yeah, that's the man I married. I forgot about him.
I'm just saying,
I'm like 95 and my brain is like.
So maybe you do 2 weddings and then just like you have the one, I don't know.
As the welcome party.
Yes, I like that. I don't want to forget you.
No, girl, I'm not leaving. Like, I don't know, but you think are you sacrificing me?
No. You never know.
No, I do get that. Like, obviously, and I'm sure you have like old photographs or videos you see like from, and it's just, the nostalgia is amazing. It's it's great to have. But
no, but I mean, but also that being in the moment really is important. Like, I'll tell you, for me, I will see that. Like, I'm at some weddings where there's like the guests are like taking videos of me all night. Like, people have their phones out, they're taking like videos all night, and then I'm at other weddings and I don't see one phone.
Yeah.
All on the dance floor, which is obviously I can't get content if there's no phones. But
yeah, you're like, hey guys.
But at the same time, like, them being there in that moment, like, it's an awesome thing.
Yeah, it is actually pretty special to see a dance floor with no phones.
Right.
Like,
or any part of a wedding.
Yeah.
Like, because it's so easy. Just, well, we did a wedding again this year. Keep it really vague. Like, every single moment, like, everyone in the bridal party was taking photos and filming like all the time. So it wasn't like one person. It was every single. So there'd be like 10 phones out at all times. And I'm like, just be there.
Like, I mean, like maybe once, like.
Right. Well, or, just have patience for your team, your photo video team, to deliver it later or something. But like, and I get the excitement, but it's probably really interesting too to think about from your perspective of how you can have 2 completely different wedding experiences where one, everyone is not constantly having their phone out, and the other is, constantly just, they care more about content versus presence and enjoyment.
Yeah. And gosh, the number of times I've used my phone to take a video and then I've never looked at the video, it's like, please.
Tell me that.
And I will say, I know this is it's still a touchy subject for some photographers and videographers. I will say, if you pair it with a team, that is the nice thing about a content person, like a content creator coming.
All right, we're gonna shut this down right now. We're not doing this conversation. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We offer content creation.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, there you go. But I mean, but to have something on a phone, so none of the bridal party needs it, just so that they can, like, hey, bridal party, no one take out your phones. The next day, I'll send you the video she took.
Exactly.
It doesn't, like, to not have it in a high quality scenario, because you need that high quality stuff.
Yeah.
But just to have it so that for the reason that people can be present.
Right.
Next day, still have something they could put on their story.
Exactly. It really, it's so beneficial if that's something that you really care about, is to have that option of content.
Because it is different, like the behind the scenes kind of.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you need someone who is sensitive about it, because that's the problem. When people, we could do this instead, or getting in the way of things. Like
Yeah, I think it's a great add-on for sure, for the reasons you just mentioned. But the big important part from our perspective is someone who knows like the etiquette and how to document a day, because like for us, we use our photographers and videographers. So they're going from a high quality set of equipment to an iPhone, but they still are doing the same things as they would otherwise. But that just makes it a lot easier for the teams you're working with, whether it's us or, another company, because it does make a big difference, because you want vibes to be good. You want everyone to play along. You want one team versus 3 teams.
Yeah.
And I think it makes a huge difference.
Yeah. And it goes back to what we were saying. It's about a collaboration, like having people who know how to work together.
Teamwork.
Yeah.
Competing for any shot or anything like that.
Yeah.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Well, I think like that is too, a perspective that's important to have, which is we're not here for us, we're here for them. So everything like through the lens of like whatever's best for the couple or the client, right? Like I don't care what I have to do. If it's going to be to their benefit, I do it, you know, like that, whether it's like working with an outside video or photo team, and just going out our way to make sure that they have what they need, or, you know, a florist needs help moving something heavy in the reception, just going and just helping them real quick. Like nothing too big or small, just like look for opportunities to be beneficial and help people, because it all goes back up to making the day better for the couple.
Exactly. You're totally right. And then sometimes it might be changing something about what you're doing to help make that work. Actually, speaking of, I got a interesting rant moment for you. For a moment then about collaboration, if you wanted to dive in. So like you said, it's all about collaboration. My biggest pet peeve, and I know you guys probably agree with me, and this is not a selfish thing at all, the vendor meals. And the reason is it circles back to what we're talking about, being in the benefit of the client.
Yeah.
Because I mean, so many venues, and usually it's not the venue's fault, it's usually the chef, insist on serving us last.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there are some venues who always serve us first, but the thing is, and it's like I said, not for a selfish reason, but we need to eat first. So as soon as the couple's ready, we can service the part.
Right.
Like,
and
it baffles me when they serve everybody, and some guests are finishing eating, and then we're just getting our food.
Yeah.
And then we'll get our food, and then they're like, hey, they're ready to dance. It's like 2 minutes ago.
You're like,
Yeah, and also it's like, you know, we have been working all day. Like, give us a little, even a 10-minute time frame where we can sit and just enjoy a meal. So then we're like filled back up, and we're like, okay, let's go do it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even need to be the same food. Like,
yeah. I don't care what the food is. Actually, I would rather have like sandwiches, because it's better eating a sandwich that's supposed to be cold than warm. That's supposed. You know, so like we just did a wedding at a venue I won't name, and like we had less than 5 minutes, and the food was cold, but
it was served after everyone.
So like it was just you know, it's stressful, because what should be a few moments of us getting off of our feet and taking a breath is like listening, waiting, like trying to eat real quick, and then like having to leave early. Like it's very rare that we can actually eat an entire meal at a relaxed pace. But to your point, the most important part is like just time it appropriately so that we can be there for the action. Because if you guys are on stage, we want to be out there for it. Like we are on the same boat.
The couple's finished. They want to get moving.
Yeah.
To let us, if we're just got our food, we can't do that.
Right.
And it's like you said, you've had a long day. Like it's not even so much a selfish thing. It's for the best interest of the couple.
Exactly. And if you explain this to every single couple, I guarantee you probably 99% of them will be like, yeah, let them eat when they want to eat so that they can, again, do what we hired them for. Like,
yeah.
You know. Anyways, we could literally talk an entire hour about just that subject. But we really do appreciate your time. We want to be mindful of your time. But I would love to end on this last question. When you leave a night with On It Productions, what do you hope that those guests feel and remember most about sharing a night with you?
Sure. So the biggest thing is I want them just to walk away talking about like, hey, that was the most fun night I've ever had. And us to have created at least something that was impactful. Like they remember this. They remember one specific thing. Because let's face it, most of the couples whose weddings we're doing, they're at lots of other weddings that year. All their guests, they might attend.
Mm-hmm.
Like I talked with someone who said they went to 15 weddings in 1 year.
Wild.
So what is it about the wedding that we helped create that made it stand out? Mm-hmm. First up to the guests, and second off to the couple. Like what about their wedding made them feel like their wedding was unique? Their wedding was memorable. Because that's ultimately the goal, is to create an impact on both the guests and the couple. I mean, I have couples messaging me that I still talk with on Instagram, and I did their wedding 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. And they're like, they're like, oh my gosh, we're still, this was still such a fun night. Like my friends are still talking about it. Like that's what makes it really special.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, in looking back over your life, that's one of the spikes. That's one of the
The highlights.
the big memories.
And you have there, and I'm sure you guys know too, there are some of those weddings that you just like connect with, and it's like, I'm never going to forget that wedding.
Yep.
And I mean, the goal is for every wedding to be like that.
Yep.
But some just there's something about it, and then you can't.
It's magic.
tell.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, awesome.
So, is there anything that you wanted to share with the audience that we haven't talked about? Anything happening with your companies that you'd want to share, or anything like that?
Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest thing that I is like with our expansion is a lot of like this customization that I was telling you about, like being like making things a little bit more unique, like custom truss covers, custom living wall, custom costuming, having like the band of the group wear something special, like taking it to that next level to make it a little bit more unique rather than just the standard product. Custom DJ facade, these are all things that I like to work with my couples on to make it more special. And we're doing a lot more of that custom fabrication for the weddings, just to make it special. Because we don't like to be cookie cutter. We don't want any wedding to feel like, oh, it's just another wedding, So that's like the biggest thing, the biggest expansion area that like I just want to make sure couples know they have those options.
Yeah. Awesome.
Hire Nils, y'all.
For all
of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was so great to have you. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your wisdom and just what lights you up. I think a lot of people are going to resonate with you for sure.
Well, thanks so much. I really appreciate you having me. I mean, there's always great chatting with you guys, and I enjoyed diving in a little bit deeper with some of the details.
Yeah. Also, Nils gives really great hugs. So if you ever see him in person, steal one of his hugs.
Happy to hug.
His hands roam sometimes. I just watch. No, just kidding. Maybe that's just me.
Just you.
Yeah. Awesome, buddy. Well, yeah. Thanks again. Good to see you. And talk to you again.
Wonderful. Thanks so much. You guys have a great day. Enjoy the beautiful sunlight you got. And talk soon.
Thanks, buddy.
Bye.